Hi there, my name is Inbal Port and my postcode is LS17 9HE. Today I'm going to be performing Shakespeare's Queen Margaret from Henry VI Part 3, Alex from The Hose by Iphigenia Frederick, and Shakespeare's Hamlet, and I'll be performing the part of Hamlet. And for my song I'm going to be singing Molly Malone. This is Margaret. Who can be patient in such extremes? Oh, wretched man! Would I had died in thee and never seen thee, never borne thee son! Seeing thou hast proved so unnatural a father, hath he deserved to lose his birthright thus? Hadst thou but loved him half so well as I, or felt that pain which I did for him once, or nourished him as I did with my blood, thou wouldst have left thy dearest heart-blood there, rather than have that savage duke thine heir, and disinherited thine only son. Enforced thee? Art thou king, and wilt be forced? I shame to hear thee speak! Ah, timorous wretch! Thou hast undone thyself, thy son, and me, and given unto the house of York such head as thou shalt reign but by their sufferance, to entail him and his heirs unto the crown. What is it but to make thy sepulchre and creep into it far before thy time? Warwick is Chancellor and the Lord of Calais. Stern Falconbridge commands the narrow seas. The Duke is made protector of the realm. And yet shalt thou be safe. Such safety finds the trembling lamb environed with wolves. Had I been there, which I'm a silly woman, the soldiers should have tossed me on their pikes before I would have granted to that act. But thou preferest thy life before thine honour, and seeing thou dost, I here divorce myself both from thy table, Henry, and thy bed, until that Act of Parliament be repealed, whereby my son is disinherited. The northern lords that have forsworn thy colours will follow mine, if once they see them spread, and spread they shall be, to thy foul disgrace and utter ruin of the house of York. Thus do I leave thee. Come, son, let's away. Our army is ready. Come, we'll after them. And this is Alex. Honestly, I don't know if I can do it for another year. No, it's not bad. It's just one person, the same person, over and over, and I just feel stuck because I really, really do like Stephen. And this past year it's been great. Sometimes I just want to have sex with someone else. I'm 25. There is a whole world out there that I haven't seen. There's a whole lot of men that I haven't. How do I know that this is the best it gets? I mean, it's pretty good. I'm just curious to have someone else inside me. And I don't know why, because, I chose to be with him. And you're told that when you're in a relationship, they'll be the only one you'll ever want. The only one you should want. And everyone's there with all this, I only have eyes for him malarkey. I have eyes for everyone. And I just don't get it. Stephen has revolutionised my vagina in ways I cannot describe. And we can have the best sex on a Sunday, and I will still go to work on a Monday wanting Ben from accounts to take me out for lunch. No, it's not about Ben, or Timmy, or anyone else that matter. It's me that's the problem. I mean, it was fine in the beginning. Maybe since our anniversary it was like, oh, we're still doing this. And I swear, every time he sends me a flat on Rightmove, it only gets worse. I mean, what can I say? You know, hey, I know you're madly in love with me, which is great because you know I really, really like and maybe love you too, but the thought of sleeping with you and only you for the rest of my life makes me feel anxious. So do you mind if I have sex with other people? Nobody wants to hear that. And this is Hamlet. To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles and by opposing, end them. To die. To sleep. No more. And by sleep to say we end the heartache and the 1,000 natural shocks that flesh is heir to. But 'tis a consummation devoutly to be wished. To die. To sleep. To sleep, perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come, when we have shuffled off this mortal coil, must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of so long life. Who would bear the whips and scorns of time? The oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the pangs of despised love, the law's delay, the insolence of office, and the spurns that patient merit of the unworthy takes when he himself might make his quietus make with a bare bodkin. Who would fardels bear to grunt and sweat under a weary life? But that the dread of something after death, the unknown country from whose bourne no traveller returns, puzzles the will and makes us rather bear those ills than fly to others that we know not of. Thus conscience does make cowards of us all. The native hue of resolution is sickly dour with pale cast of thought, and enterprises of great pith and moment disregard. Their currents turn awry and lose the name of action. And here is my song. In Dublin's fair city, where the girls are so pretty, I first set my eyes on sweet Molly Malone, as she wheeled her wheelbarrow through the streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. So I chose to play Queen Margaret as I think she's such a ferocious and powerful character. I think this piece is so special because there's the loyalty she has to her son and country, and then the anger she feels towards Henry for what he's done. I feel it's these two ropes pulling her, and I think I always feel really powerful doing this piece. In the play, she's often described as she-wolf or compared to the devil. However, I think had women been allowed to be rulers, she would have been an amazing one compared to all the men that she was surrounded by. Yeah, every time I do this piece, I just feel really strong and I've really enjoyed doing it. And as for Alex, I love this piece. I think it's hilarious. I think it's so special to see a piece that spoke by a woman, of her just kind of talking about these things that are often frowned upon in society, of talking about sex and desire and lust, with her best friend. Because everyone has these moments, and it's nice to go into this like secret and be able to bring it out and perform it. And I feel like every time I do this piece, I do it differently. I feel like there's so many ways to explore it, and just a lot of fun to be had with it. And as for Hamlet, I was actually inspired a few months ago and I saw Cuss Jumbo's performance of it, and I thought it was incredible. I think this piece, it's so harrowing yet beautiful, and I feel like the fact that Hamlet feels so vulnerable and alone, and his thoughts are the only kind of person he can speak to. The vulnerability of it I think is so beautiful, and I really wanted to give it a go. And as for my experience, so I started acting at age 14 at the West Yorkshire Playhouse Youth Theatre, and this was really great. We did loads of devised pieces and sharings, and through them I was cast in 2 of their professional shows. So I did The Crucible and Romeo and Juliet, and this was great, working alongside professional actors, and it was like a month-long run of each of them, and it was a really great introduction into professional theatre. Around the same time, I was cast in a short film. This was my first camera experience. I was starring alongside Sally Carman, and it was a lot of fun. It was really cool. After school, I moved to London to attend the Mount View part-time foundation acting course. And this was great. It really grounded me and kind of just gave me that push in saying that, yes, this is what you want to do. You want to be an actor. So from then on, I stayed in London, fell in love with it, and I've been doing lots of short courses. So I've been doing courses with Studio Bianchini and the Actors Door Studio, mainly scene studies, but I've also been doing lots of monologue work, and I've really enjoyed that. I've also done some professional readings. So I was at Rada, we did Howard Baker's Ursula, and then recently I did a reading at Southwark Playhouse for Romeo and Juliet, which is on there at the moment actually. And currently I'm a member of Southwark Playhouse's Young Company, and this has been so much fun. So we meet every week and we train or we rehearse for whatever it is we're doing. So last month I was in a play called Sure Thing, and this was 2 of us, and it was set in a cafe in New York, and it was just really fun. We performed it, and it was amazing just to be on stage again with an audience. It made me feel very alive and inspired. And as for my hobbies and interests, I also love writing. Last summer I wrote a short film about catcalling and the effects it has on women and the part it plays in rape culture. And me and some friends produced it and made it, and this was a really challenging thing to produce and write something and kind of have my vision come alive. It was really great, and I want to keep writing. I also love cooking. Cooking is something I'm so passionate about. I feel the most at ease when I've got all my ingredients out and I'm in my own kind of mood, whatever. Put music on and cook a nice meal, whether it's for me or a big group of people. But yeah, they're a few of my hobbies and interests.